Completely fine. No, I wanted to ask, as a Catholic, I always get asked by a lot of people who claim to be religious how I don't support Democrats prominently like Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi because they claim to be Catholic, because I don't morally stand with them. Their morals are completely opposed to what I believe in. But they always ask me, how can I stand firmly with Donald Trump, who's a quote unquote rapist, womanizer, sexist, horrible individual? How can I argue theologically against that?
So I will give you a more Protestant view, but the Catholic view shouldn't be honestly that far off. Number one, in Catholic social teaching, there is a direct conflict of the sanctity of life between the platform of the Democrat Party and the platform of the Republican Party. Your response should first be, I am voting for platforms and policies, not personalities. I am voting for worldviews, not for one-liners that people say. And so in Catholic social teaching, there is a belief in the sanctity of life. The Catholic view is that by loving legal abortion, Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi are in flagrant defiance of Catholic moral teaching, and they should not be receiving communion unless they go to confession and repent of that sin. Not to mention, in the Democrat policy platform is the erosion of the family and natural law. We talk about the parents' party all the time. So what I'm getting at, I'll keep building this out, Nicholas, but the way I would respond is, guys, we're not voting for people, we're voting for policies. We are voting for platforms. Which platform is a better fit with Catholic social teaching? Well, first of all, pro-life, family, this trans stuff, none of that fits within the Democrat Party. None of it. And it's very similar on the kind of the evangelical Protestant side. Not to mention, under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, religious liberty was under threat. Catholic institutions, schools, hospitals, adoption agencies increasingly came under attack for refusing to comply with mandates that violate Catholic teaching on contraception, gender ideology, and same-sex adoption. And the other part of this, though, is that, which I think is very important, it's not about the individual. President Trump is a sinner. Guess what? I'm a sinner too. You're a sinner. We are all sinners. What are they fighting for? What are they advocating for? What worldview do they have? Are they being used for a bigger and a greater purpose? And I would argue, though, that President Donald Trump has been better for the Catholic cause than Joe Biden, who pretends to be a Catholic. Joe Biden pretends to go and get communion every Sunday and calls himself a serious Catholic. I think Donald Trump, who is not Catholic, has actually been better for the cause of Catholics than Joe Biden himself. So that's how I would respond at times. I would respond to that. And I would just also reiterate that you should not defend everything that another person says at all times. Okay, whatever. Instead, don't focus on what Trump says. Focus on what Trump does. What does Trump do? Well, he just defunded Planned Parenthood in the One Big Beautiful Bill. Joe Biden didn't do that. Donald Trump is going after child sex traffickers. Donald Trump is making sure men are not in female locker rooms. Donald Trump is an advocate for religious liberty and freedom. He's ending trans surgeries. Donald Trump has put Catholics on the Supreme Court. Brett Kavanaugh, for example. Amy Coney Barrett. So that's how I would respond to that as an evangelical, and I'm sure my friend Jack Posobiec, devout Catholic, would have an even better answer than me. But
for full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.